so this is the Beatles Tomorrow Never Knows reaction. This is my first time reacting to this song. This song was recommended by my Patreon. Let's jump in. All right, ready.
Turn off your mind, relax and float downstream. It is not dying. It is not dying. Lay down all thoughts, surrender to the void. It is shining. It is shining. That you may see the meaning of within. It is being. It is being.
So, is it me or something just seems off about the song? Like there is this intense kind of screeching, like this very uncomfortableness. And I think I think the Beatles does this a lot with some of their songs. Um, Sometimes you're listening to it and it's kind of trippy, or is it me that's feeling that particular way? Like you listening to it is just there's something more to this than just listening to it from the start, the inception, whereby we heard like the birds kind of making that screeching sound to now. It's a bit, it's intriguing. It's very much intriguing. Oh, okay. So I'm reading Boyd's comment. Tomorrow never knows is Lennon's exploration into mysticism. Mystic. Mystic. This word. Listen, I can pronounce that word. It's just this is my off day, and the Book of the Dead. Very very strange. Is it me? I'm just reading your comment, and I'm like, from my comments I was making, something just seemed very off about this song. I said that, and I didn't even read your comment about it. Ah! Ah! Sorry, y'all. Ah! I'm sorry, y'all. That was. I'm sorry. I exaggerated. But oh, what does it sound like that? Okay, let's replay. Y'all, why does it sound like that? Oh my gosh. I have very sensitive ears, okay? Certain sounds creep me out.
That love is all and love is everyone. It is knowing. It is knowing. That ignorance and hate may mourn the dead. It is believing. It is believing.
Yo, I need to pause the song for like a minute. We need to talk. We need to talk. Marty says pretty different from their first few albums, eh? They did some tape loops and used different instruments. Also, try and listen to the lyrics. I need to. I probably need to. I think when we react to the Revolver album, I will have the lyrics on board so I can get more familiar with the song. Um, if I listen to the lyric version again, I think I will not it would not be the reaction you expect in the album because I feel like I would know too much about the song. Um, the guitar solo is the same solo as McCartney played on Taxman, but it is played backwards. Taxman is the first song on the Revolver, and Tomorrow Never Knows is the last song. They have the same solo, but it's played backwards on Tomorrow Never Knows. And then song sent to put the listener in a trance. Yeah, I when I first heard like the the sound that made me take off my headphones at first, it was so uncomfortable for me. Like I love what I'm seeing, and I love like the whole transitional period throughout the song. Because not during the entire song you hear the same thing, but also it's so uncomfortable. I applaud it because it's so different and so unique. It reminds me of that video I watched, um, with the Beatles. I forgot the title, but yeah. And to be, I love that where you look at something and it's so mysterious and so intriguing, and although you feel uncomfortable you're still drawn to it, and that's like what I happen to be feeling right now, you know. You see, you see the animation they have there with somebody's in the Beatles ear. I don't know which one of the guys that is, but there's a design concept of a person looking thing in his ears. When I was listening to the song, that's how I felt. I felt like something was going in my my ear. I had to take off my headphones because it was like so penetrating, you know. The Beatles. Yeah, I think the Beatles are the Beatles because they're so experimental with their concepts and their music, which puts them in a place, you know, which I never really understood why the Beatles were so successful in the beginning. But it's because of music like this, whereby they were so experimental. They were just trying to find concepts that weren't done before. And now that I've reacted to three Beatles albums thus far, and from the three I've reacted, I've not seen anything like this from them. So it's pretty interesting to go into the other albums to kind of experience that type of Beatles connection and their process, their creative process as well. So I think I have a lot of expectations for their album, and now I know when we got the first three albums, they were more so love romantic, kind of like this young boy band kind of feel, and now this is like something totally different, something that transfers through uh, years and decades and thoughts and minds. So it is something I'm quite looking forward to. So White says Ringo's drum beat is played in a loop. It's a Lennon song, but McCartney asked for all of the Beatles to record tapes of peculiar sound, and they would loop them in the song. You know what? I knew it. I knew it. When I heard the birds, I was like, oh, darn it. And then there was one part, there was this sound that was starting to come out, and it sounded like mosquitoes buzzing in your ears. And woof, woof. Monica, this is the only beginning of your Beatle journey. It seems that way. It really does. Beatles are so unique. I could see it. Yes, at some point in the career, they just went totally crazy, and that's when shit got real. That's what Marty says. Wow, that was something. I don't know. I don't know if I loved that song, or I don't know if I felt. I don't know what I felt with that song. But I'm just expectant. I'm expectantly waiting for that album, The Revolver, so I can listen to it with the lyrics. I think by then I'm gonna get used to the sound, or the thought of, it's not gonna be like a little boy sound, or when I say a little boy sound, I mean like their previous albums where they sang boy love songs. Right. You know what? Marty says I think it will hit a lot harder when you listen to the album in full. And I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. I think the album is gonna put everything in place for me.